Hey guys, what's going on? I'm that guy Dan96 and welcome back to Prepared. This morning we are in Buffalo, New York, preparing for a flight down to Washington D.C. as Brickyard 4471 in the Embraer E175. Let's hop in the flight deck and let's get this flight started. Welcome to the flight deck of November 402 Yankee X-Ray, an Embraer E175. I've taken care of the fuel and payload and all the pre-flight planning so we can jump down to the FMS and check out what we're doing here. Off of runway 23 in Buffalo, where everything's pretty much direct. We're direct to VERS, direct to BFD, direct to ETG, direct to PSP. From there, we are going to be joining the Skills 3 arrival into Washington, D.C. Looks like right now we're going to be planning runway 1 in Washington, D.C. The current weather right now in Buffalo, winds are 240 at 11, 10 statute miles, few clouds 2,500, few clouds 10,000, broken clouds 29,000, temperature 3, dew point -1, altimeter 3010. All that stuff is pretty much ready to go. We're not flying on VATSIM or any of that. We are just by ourselves. So I'm going to finish up boarding and we should be ready to push out in just a few minutes. We are now lined up on runway 23. We have been cleared for takeoff. Let's go flying. Press set. $80 knots. B1. Rotate. B2.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Starting to pitch down now so we can get past 192. Flaps 1. And flaps up. Speeding up to 250 knots, we're going to get the autopilot on and we will be on our way to Washington, D.C. Welcome back, everyone. We are well into our descent into Washington, D.C. The current weather right now, winds are 320 at 18, gusting 26, 10 statute miles, broken 4,900, broken 25,000, temperature 12, dew point 2, altimeter 3002. Right now, we are set up for actually the Mount Vernon Visual Runway 1, Circle the Land Runway 33. They don't use this all the time for 175s, but it has happened. I've actually seen it. And we're gonna do it today. So we're gonna say that there's a lot of traffic on final for runway 1. There's planes trying to take off and land, and they need us out of the way. So they are going to give us the Mount Vernon Visual Runway 1 Circle the Land 33. I think they just actually call it the Mount Vernon Visual 33. But essentially what that entails is we're going to fly the Mount Vernon approach, which you're gonna see on your screen right now. And that's the Mount Vernon visual for runway 1. The only difference is once we get near the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, we're gonna start to actually break off. You're gonna see the waypoint Baden. And right at Baden, we're actually not gonna go into the river. We're going to stay along the east side of the banks. And we're gonna stay on the east side of the river all the way to 33. We'll make that left-hand turn and land on runway 33. That is the, at least hope. And that's the plan. So we're coming through 16,000 feet right now on our way down to 5,000 feet. And it should be pretty good. So we will be back when we are getting ready to shoot the Mount Vernon visual runway 33. We are now joining the localizer for runway 1 in DCA. We're going to use that all the way down to Baden. Baden's going to be 1,600 feet. I'm actually going to take it off the autopilot and do some hand flying. First, we're going to go flaps 2. Speed's gonna go back to 180. We are back. Sorry for the short cut there. My dog was barking, so I had to get him to be quiet because I can't have that going on in the background of my video. So we're gonna make Baden at 1,600 feet. That's the plan. So we're gonna go ahead, disconnect the autopilot.
Autopilot. Autopilot. Throttle.
Throttles are off. Autopilot is off. Gear down. Flaps 3. Actually, flaps 4, that's fine. As you can see, we have traffic on about a 3-mile final in front of us here. And what we're going to do, we're just going to break off the approach and head on over to 3-3. We're going to go flaps full. Like I said, as soon as we cross Baden, we're going to be roughly 1,600 feet. And we will break right to start heading out towards the east side of the Potomac. There's Baden, 1,600 feet. And now we're just going to start to just slowly drift to the right. Nothing crazy, just a nice little drift to the right. Everything's looking good. From here, we are going to slow back to our approach speed of 130 knots, and we will fly the rest of the approach.
500.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
100.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Auto brake.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we stop.
Positive rate.
Until we stop and the captain turns over.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. We're going to make the left turn here onto, what is that, Lima? I want to say, no, this is actually November 1. And we're going to gate 37, which should be off my right here. Let's actually take a look here. We're going to go ahead, clean up the airplane. Boilers up. Landing lights off. Taxi lights on. Beacon, or the strobes are off. And gate 37 is right there. I do apologize about the couple of yips that we had on final. Usually, whoa, sun came out. Usually, I actually haven't had those before, but for some reason we did. But not a big deal. See if I'm halfway decent at parking. Probably not. Parking brakes are set. APU is on. We're good to shut down the engines. Beacon light can come off. Fasten seatbelt sign can come off. You can go off. Windshield heat off. I'm going to wait just a minute to get the APU bleed on so we can get air to our passengers. We don't want to use it right now because we just started it up and we're going to have all sorts of stank air and bad stuff in the back there. And yeah, I think we're good. Alright guys, that's going to do it for Brickyard 4471, service over to Washington D.C. from Buffalo, New York. I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my entire video. If you liked what you see, go ahead and subscribe and like so you never miss out on another video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Hey, look at that, you're still here. I do really appreciate all of you for staying and watching the entire video. It really does mean a lot to me, and if you are still looking for something to do, my 2 most recent videos are right here on the screen. You don't even have to go anywhere. All you gotta do is click them, and you can watch them. How great is that? And if you're not subscribed, the subscribe button is there. Click that. You'll like what you see.